Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 says that our belief is the substantive reality of the things that we're hoping for, and it is the spiritual fact of the things that we've not yet seen. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah. Day number 1 of the Torah portion, Re'eh. We are in Deuteronomy, Devarim, chapter 11, and we're going to read one verse today, verse 26, and focus on one word. It says, "See, I am setting before you today a blessing and a curse." Let's focus on that very first word, the word see, which is Hebrew re'eh, to have a vision, to see, to perceive, to comprehend something. And so the command here is to use your eyes, at least your physical, most probably your spiritual eyes, comprehend, behold, and reason something. Previously, we have been encouraged to primarily focus on Shema, to hear, such as back in chapter 6, verse 4, Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Hear, O Israel, Yah, your Elohim, Yahweh, He is one. And so the idea is to hear. The highest level, perhaps then, could be ascertained is that of hearing without the benefit of sight, but choosing upon hearing to believe, to put into action, and go ahead and obey, whether we understand it or not. One of the earliest realities, the earliest lessons learned and returning to Yah and His commands is that we don't wait until we understand what the command means before we put it into practice. It was a bit unsettling to learn. It is through the act of doing obediently that we gain understanding. As a concept that I'd never heard out of a pulpit, even when I was standing in it. It just didn't comprehend to me. Never registered. Now it says that we are to see. So which is preferred? What is the higher level of belief? Hearing and obeying, or seeing? Some might believe, well, when you step up in your faith, when you have a higher level of faith, then things that you've only hoped for, heard about, actually become reality. The flip side of that is, do you have to see something in order to believe it? Well, what does the word say? In the book of Shophetim, Judges, chapter number 6, in the story of Gideon, after he has been called a mighty man of valor, in which he responds, "Who, me? You talking to me? My family's the smallest family in Manasseh. We're the most insignificant of the bunch here. Who are you talking to?" And so Yah says to him that he is going to deliver. He says, "Because I am with you, you shall strike the Midianites as one man." That's verse 16. And verse 17, Gideon's response is to say to him, "Please, if I found favor in your eyes, then show me a sign that it is you who are speaking with me." Who did he think was speaking to him? But he asked not for one sign, but for two. It took multiple signs for him to have the conclusion, okay, this is indeed a Yah thing, and maybe I need to get on and get about this business that I am being asked to pertain or to perform here. In the book of Matthew, there is another instance here where we're dealing with, do you believe or not? In verse number 38, "Then some of the scribes and the Pharisees answered, saying," and this is to Yeshua, "Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you." I want to see something. But he answering said to them, "A wicked and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign shall be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the stomach of the great fish, so shall the Son of Adam be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." Yeshua then goes to mention other places thought less spiritually astute and capable as standing up in the last days, bringing judgment against those that he was addressing. So twice signs are being asked for. Gideon was given a sign. These were not. What is the purpose of looking for a sign? The scribes and the Pharisees that were Yeshua was dealing with, and this doesn't pertain to the entire class of these individuals, but at least this particular group, Yeshua knew that if he performed some feat for them, they still wouldn't believe. They would still find a way to walk away and have unbelief. In the book of Yochanan, in the book of John, and chapter 14, verse 89, Philip said to him, that is to Yeshua, Master, show us the Father, and it is enough for us. Yeshua said to him, have I been with you so long, and you have not known me, Philip? He who has seen me has seen the Father. And how do you say, show us the Father? Yeshua was saying, I've already shown you the Father. You just didn't get it. There are times that the very thing that maybe we're asking for credibility's sake is something that Yah has already given to us, and we just did not recognize it at the time. Certainly, the visitation of Yeshua was not recognized. He said that they did not see or recognize the time of their visitation. In the book of Yochanan, continuing in chapter number 20, if we look at verse 29 to 31, it says, Yeshua said to him, Toma, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed. But then he goes on. There were indeed many other signs that Yeshua did in the presence of his taught ones, which are not written in this book. But these have been written so that you might believe that Yeshua is the Messiah, the Son of Elohim, and that believing you might possess life in his name. So signs were recorded, deeds, feats, explanations, words, they were recorded for us to see, to have the physical account and testimony of. Yet Yeshua says, even those, though, that haven't seen and still choose to believe, they're blessed, even more so. One might ridicule another, saying, well, because you require a sign, or you're not going to believe it until you see it. Your faith is just not up to par where mine is. I can just simply hear the word, and I'm willing to accept that and go with it. Before we begin to compare ourselves among ourselves, which is not wise, let's understand that people walk at different levels of belief. If you're capable at walking a higher level than some, good. Well for you. I'm happy that you have developed your faith and your belief to that point. However, don't believe yourself to have plateaued, reached the ultimate level, for there are yet places to grow to and mature in and to reach. If your belief seems to be smaller than some, you just have struggles. You have nagging questions that you don't have answers for. A classic question has always been, if Yah is real, then why do bad things happen to good people? How is it that children suffer? Why are there hungry and starving people in the world? These are the kinds of questions that cause those with underdeveloped belief, let's put it that way, to perhaps stumble and struggle. There are answers that you wouldn't be satisfied if I gave them to you, or what my opinion might be, but rather they're there so that you will seek his face. And it's in the process of seeking him, asking him those questions, and waiting patiently for his answer, that we begin to hear, grow, and mature, and get to a higher level of faith. And we'll see you again tomorrow. To this, shalom.